Okay, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. I actually was supposed to record this episode early on in the day, but completely forgot to. So, yeah. I'm not recording this super late. It's still, like, daytime outside and things, but yeah, usually I would record it, like, maybe around 1 p.m., 2 p.m., maybe 3 p.m. the latest, but, yeah, completely just forgot all about it. I don't know. Well, I was working on other videos and things trying to clear up space on my laptop. My laptop's been acting really weird lately. I'm honestly thinking my laptop might be the first electronic to have the coronavirus because this laptop has just been acting really weird the past couple of days. Like, I'm over here. What was I doing again? Yeah, so I was uploading videos onto YouTube, and then I don't know if it's Google Chrome or what, but every time when I'm working on videos, the laptop decides to freeze. And it is seriously have been annoying me. To like the fact that I can't really go out or like, go and get me another laptop. No, I have to overall sit down and deal with this laptop acting super weird at the most like random moments and things. Like, can you do this in the middle of the night or something when I'm not using it? But while I'm using it, it's just super annoying when I'm using it. And I'm like, bruh, like, I don't even feel comfortable recording this episode because I'm using my laptop right now. And I'm like, I already know this laptop is just it's going to do some weird stuff before the day is over. I already have a feeling that it is. Like, I can't sit down, record videos because I'm afraid that it's going to do some weird. I'm constantly having to look at it and things because it's just being really weird right now. So, yeah, my laptop might have the COVID-19 because it's just acting super weird right now. Like, let me check. It's cold, but it's hot in the one layer. It might have a small fever thing gonna wake up in laptop heaven. But yeah, anyways, welcome to another episode of relationship advice. I can't think of anything else to talk about. That's what I might do. I might look at other subreddits and places I can explore and kind of like a subreddit like relationship advice where I can just overall giving out some advice. There should be one just called advice subreddits. There's Ask Reddit. Oh, there's just one just strictly advice. Huh. I might have to check that one out. But nope, this one I'm gonna still do my relationship advice one. But anyways, first story. It's an update one. My wife lied to me about stopping her cancer treatment and the extent of her cancer. Oh, I think I remember that. Huh. Yeah, that's kind of sad. Like it's I think I remember reading about it. I don't know if I overall read it, but I remember like looking at the title and stuff and that's pretty messed up, man. I hope she is well. I hope everything goes good. I hope she changes her mind and stuff. Like I don't know. That's somebody it's like, that's somebody that you don't want to overall lose. So that's why I'm like, yeah, I would try to talk her, do the best that I could to talk her into continuing her treatment. Like, if we gotta be homeless, I'll take those chances. Like, you guys, I don't think y'all understand, like, how much of a faithful man I am. Like, I would I'd be up day and night making sure. I'm like, nah, it definitely ain't going out like this. So, yeah, I definitely have been like, I've been trying my hardest to talk her, and I'm like, nah, it's like overall, like, I ain't trying to think about myself in this, but like, we ain't got to that point where we husband and wife, like, we're supposed to have each other's back. Like, I would imagine you would do the same for me in a situation like that. So, yeah, so I hope everything is, well, I don't know. Yeah, it's, dang, man. That's messed up. It's like, I'm, like, looking kind of at it and stuff, and it's overall, it's messed up. It's like I remember when my granddad, because he had like a stomach cancer, and I remember it was kind of hard to accept the fact like he didn't want to be like resuscitated if he were to pass out or die or something. And overall, that happened, and it's like those guys, they just overall just had to let him go, and it was pretty sad. I'm like, to hear that and things, even kind of talking about it, it's pretty sad to think about that and stuff. So, yeah, that's messed up, man. That just overall just kind of put me in a bad mood reading that. So, let's continue on. But next one, my wife is not following social distancing with friends and family, claims I am overreacting. I'm like, all right, well, I talked about it on one of my channels. I have this music channel where I'm talking about the news and rap and hip hop and things. And yeah, this rapper today tested positive for the coronavirus. So, and he was in prison or he was in jail, whichever one. But yeah, you can get it in an area where there ain't even a whole lot of people versus where it's like wherever she's going and there's a lot of people. It's like you have a high chance of catching it. So it ain't no overreaction. Like people are out here getting sick and dying from this. So yeah, I definitely would have some choice of words to say to her. But anyways, next one. Is it normal to check in on your relationship to periodically ask if everything is okay? I feel like it is. Like, because you don't want something to surprise you in the future and stuff. So, yeah, let's read this one. So she says, my boyfriend and I have such a great relationship to the point where I question how it's even possible. We barely have any disagreements, no fights. Still as lovely with each other as we were on day one. He is like an angel, and I don't know how someone like him exists, let alone is in my life. I'm so lucky. I certainly have my positives, but I'm a bit more chaotic, emotional, handful than him. I'm not totally crazy, but I can be stubborn and exaggerate things. I am so trusting that I can be naive. I also am pretty emotional. We both have depression and anxiety to some degree, but he's better at dealing with it himself. It sounds like y'all have a good relationship. I would say that's a good relationship. I hope the best for y'all. But point is, sometimes I wonder if our relationship is as solid as I think it is because I can't help but feel like I'm exhausted. I exhaust him. I'm worried I'm wearing his patience thin. He gives me zero reason to think this. It's totally my insecurity. This stems from my ex who broke up with me out of the blue. He's cited things that I did that made him upset over the 2 years. I had no clue were problems. It was my first relationship. I didn't know the lack of our communication on serious relationship stuff was a problem. So now I've settled in with my boyfriend for a year. I'm just getting nervous that I'm doing things that bother him and he's not vocalizing. We have great communication, so it's not like we don't talk about things. This is totally my anxieties. Yeah, that's what I'm like. I encourage people, whatever your past relationship was, don't carry that into your next relationship. I feel like that, yeah, like talk about some things and overall, like let him know, like, hey, if something's going on, like feel free to talk to me about it and stuff. But yeah, it's if y'all are like, it sounds like y'all got a solid relationship, so it don't sound like that there's anything to worry about. Like I overall wouldn't worry about something like if it's a perfect relationship like that. Like sounds like y'all are Gucci and things. So then she continued on to say, I don't want to put my insecurities on him. They are for me to deal with. However, I don't know how to deal with them other than periodically checking in like, hey, is everything okay with us? Is there anything that's bothering you? But I don't know if that comes off like I'm paranoid or nuts. Is this something couples do or in some different way? Should I keep it to myself and try to trust there isn't a problem until he vocalizes there's a problem? You know what? If I had a girlfriend and, relationships going perfect, and then she asked me a question like that, is like, is everything okay with us? I'm like, I don't know. I feel like then that's when I would start overthinking, like, did I do something? Like, what's going on? Like, what? Because I don't know. I feel like I would be more so like, dang, like, did I do something to make her upset and things? And then she's all like, saying like, oh, no, like, I just want to, then tells me, I feel like if you told him why you're asking that question, then he will overall understand. But I feel like, yeah, if y'all have a solid relationship and y'all are good at communicating with each other, then yeah, bring it up to him. Let him know. Like, I feel like that people should overall, like, any future relationship that you get into, I feel like that you should tell the person about your past relationship. Therefore, like, then when y'all are like, okay, like, she's told me that, now that's gonna be like, if she told me like, oh, he played a crap ton of video games, then I know that, okay, me playing video games will like make her upset. So overall, I can't play like no like long lasting video games around her. Like, I gotta play something where I can overall pause it, or I can turn the game off and then come back to it and things. But there's a time where she's doing her thing, she's like, oh yeah, have a free day to yourself, then that's when I'll do all that stuff. But overall, I'm like, if it was like something that was making her upset, or she told me that her ex made her upset by doing this, then I'm like, okay, then that's something I'll overall have to avoid best way possible and things. But yeah, I feel like you should just bring it up and let him know. So then he, whatever that's on your mind that you don't like, then he knows he ain't doing it. So he knows he ain't got nothing to worry about. So then she says, sorry if this seems obvious. I genuinely don't know. My ex was emotionally abusive and would gaslight me to the point where I'm still trying to figure out my own feelings and emotions and their validity. I have no idea what's normal or not. ETA, thank you for all the replies. I don't want to respond to each one because I'd be saying the same thing every time, but I feel much better about this. That's good. That's good. I'm going to I'm gonna leave my own comment. If she replies, she replies. If not, cool. But bring up the things that's on your mind. Like, sounds like you guys have a good relationship, so there is nothing to worry about. Like, yeah, I'm gonna comment that. That's good. That's good. I'm gonna leave it at that. So next one, does anyone else get tired of the small things in the relationship that pile up and start to show the kind of person your partner really is? Wait, let me reread that. Does anyone else get tired of the small things in the relationship that piles up and start to show? I would, like kind of like the last one, I feel like it's more of a communicating things. Like, if y'all communicate and let you know, let your partner know that, hey, these small things, like, they get to me and stuff, then yeah. Because, see, here's the thing. When they overall talk about small things, a good chance that them small things is a big thing in their head. So yeah, usually I'm like, and then they also put it in quotation, small things. Yeah, usually small things is a big thing. So yeah, it's all about communicating. Communicate, and you don't have to worry about anything. So next one, kick cheating partner out during COVID-19. Now I'm feeling guilty and anxious. Well, they did cheat on you, so, I mean, if they got a place to stay, then cool, but if they don't have no place to stay, then maybe check up on them and stuff. Like, you don't overall, like, if they got, like, asthma or some problems and things, then, yeah, you might want to check up on them. But first, I need a water break. Yeah, I don't know. I probably wouldn't kick her out, but definitely the relationship is over and stuff. Like, the relationship is done. If we decide to get back together, the trust is going to be kind of low, and I would let her know that she would have to build that trust up again. But yeah, overall, like, you done pulled some stuff like that on me and things. Or he, whichever and things. Cause no, this is a woman saying this, cause yeah, it's like I read and I was like, this week I found out. Then she said her partner male and stuff. So yeah, kick them out, or I don't know. Well, it's your choice, but yeah, like I wouldn't overall do something like that. I would tell her like, yeah, the relationship is over, but I know because of this whole crazy thing that's going on out in the world, like, yeah, I overall wouldn't want her to get sick and die on me and things, because I was like, I would rather for her to cheat on me than for her to die. Like, people, that's what I'm like with some exes out there. Like, I like where it's like a ex and an ex, but it's like you guys are good, like y'all ended it on good terms and things. Like, if it did end on bad terms, you ain't gonna have bad blood towards this person. I encourage people out there though, like, don't have bad blood towards your ex. Overall, stun on them, show them that they're missing out, show them that you can be a better person without them, but do not wish death on them. Don't wish, like, that's because they cheated. That's their mistakes. It ain't your mistake. You didn't make that mistake. So overall, you shouldn't have to. Even the ex, they shouldn't even be thinking about death that they cheated on their partner. I'm like, that's a mistake that you're going to have to live with for the rest of your life. If there wasn't no legitimate reason on why you cheated on this partner, you just did it out of whatever, like, because to satisfy your own needs, then yeah, you're going to have to live with that for the rest of your life. And you're going to have to live with the fact that you hurt a person for no reason whatsoever. Now, some people might be like, oh, I ain't going to trip about it. That's just who I am. And then there might be some people who are like, dang, well, you put it that way and stuff, I'm gonna live with that. Then they start feeling all bad. Overall, that's what you need to make it to where that person feels bad. Don't wish death on them. Don't have no bad blood towards them. They can apologize, but an apology can do only so much. So yeah, but don't have bad blood towards them. I encourage people, don't carry on like that. That's draining itself. So anyways, next one. Girlfriend texts guy from work all day, every day. I'm starting to feel uncomfortable. Best approach. See, that's what I'm like with some relationships. The significant other doesn't really want you. So if it's a female dating a male, she doesn't want him to have other female friends, and then, other way around. But, yeah. That's where I was like with this one girl I'm like, friends with. She told me she got into it, and we talked all the time. And then, I'm pretty sure everybody knows the whole situation I'm talking about if you viewed previous episodes and stuff. I kind of had a feeling that that's how it was going to go. And yeah, currently right now we're not talking and stuff. So yeah, that's how relationships are. It's ain't really no getting around it and stuff. So just, yeah, wish the other parties the best, and just overall, like, they ain't the only person in the world. Like, there's a lot of people in this world and things. So yeah, just, that's how relationships are. Like, it ain't something to, well, it's like he wants to know how do you approach this. Like, overall, talk to her about it. If she chooses him over you, then yeah, yeah, it's just like a bond that you can't really, I don't know, like, if you trust her and know she ain't gonna cheat, there ain't nothing to worry about. But if you don't, yeah, if you're uncomfortable with it, let her know. And if she still continues on, then it's probably, I don't know, it's probably best if, y'all took a break, and maybe, I don't know, but yeah. I don't really, because I ain't never been on no end like that before and stuff. So that's why I'm like, yeah, it's, for me, I would, if it was me, I'd like, yo, as long as she don't be doing anything with these guys, then okay. But, yeah, like, cause I'm like, nah, this better be like some, well, then again, on Saved by the Bell, they were cheating on there too. Dang, what's like a TV show where there wasn't people cheating on others and stuff? Like, Friends? I ain't never sat down and watched Friends, but I'm like, if it's like one big giant friend group and things, then I feel like, okay, but yeah, I don't know. Probably I would feel the same way too, but it is what it is. Like, I don't know. Let's read this. Let's read this. Bit of a boring one. So, my partner of 2 years with absolutely no problems in the relationship has a relatively new work friend who she seems to message all day, every day. We're talking 50 messages back and forth each day. If her phone buzzes, chances are it's him. If she's on her phone typing a message, chances are it's to him. This is from morning to evening. I've noticed simply due to the frequency of her phone lighting up with his name. She can drive around home. She can arrive. I was like, drive. I was like, wait, what? She can arrive home from work with him and be messaging him as soon as her butt touches the sofa. I've really started to notice this over the last 6 weeks. She doesn't message any of her other friends to this level, and this includes her long-term friends. Huh. Yeah, it's like, it's nothing to really, I don't know. It's somewhere I'm like, dang, like, that's like to kind of put myself in that situation. And I overall want to imagine myself in this situation just so when it happens to me, or if it happens to me, like, yeah, I know how to overall, like, deal with it. But, I don't know. I would probably wouldn't. See, here's the thing, because I'm like, I say that I'm not going to trip, but then it's like, if I get to the point where I'm noticing it, then that's where I'm like, I don't want to accuse her of cheating. And then also, if the relationship ain't got no problems and stuff. So that's where I'm like, yeah, I overall probably wouldn't trip, but I would try to prove to myself and to her that I could be the best boyfriend ever and stuff. To where the fact that she's now texting me every single minute of the day and like not texting him as much. So yeah, but I'm trying. Yeah, here's the one coworker that I used to work with. She sends me a lot of memes and stuff. But I met her boyfriend. Her boyfriend's cool. Like, and I'm not that person where I would get, fooling around with a girl that's in a relationship and stuff. But I don't know. If she were to stop one day, then I ask why, and that was the reason, I wouldn't necessarily be mad about it and stuff. I'm not working with this girl anymore, but I'm like, as long as, if we're cool and I ain't did nothing wrong, then I'm not tripping. Like, I just feel like that, as long as anything's not going on and stuff, then it should be okay. But yeah, then he goes on to say, an additional problem is that her work colleagues often joke around that she has a crush on him. She stated she absolutely doesn't. Yeah, she's being dead serious and stuff, then probably you should be okay. Like, if she's, like, laughing it off, like, oh, no, I don't, then, like, starts laughing and stuff, then maybe you should be worried. But if she stood up and was like, I do not have a crush on this man, then, like, yeah, I don't know. Even her being serious, like, dang, man. Y'all put me in a situation where I'm like, I'm trying to think of every possible way to get out of this, but no, let's continue on reading. So, it started to make me feel uncomfortable. I'm trying to avoid letting it get to me. I'm wondering how I should approach this, if I should even bring it up. Last thing I want to do is come across as paranoid, insecure, or cause an argument about a lack of trust and why can't she have guy friends, etc. She absolutely can. The problem is the frequency. I can't help but feel that if this were me chatting so much to a girl who others think I have a crush on, she wouldn't feel great. I'd really welcome some advice on how to approach this. Am I being reasonable? Sometimes feelings can't be helped. Let's see what somebody said. Let's read dang. The long response though. I mean, bruh. I don't know, but you're seeing all major signs that she's starting an emotional affair with this guy. The signs are so bad for you that this is pretty much textbook for the start of an emotional affair. Her actions show that he is constantly on her mind. He is what she devoting most of her thoughts towards. She is as good as him. If we were following the textbook on this for her, I'm reading somebody's response. I'm like, so maybe I can learn something from it. I feel like there might be somebody that knows better than I do, but this didn't start out with her having acknowledged her intentions of cheating. It just felt good or fun. In her mind, at the start, he's just a friend, and there's nothing wrong with making new friends. What is really happening is that she is developing and fostering an emotional bond that would turn to a romantic bond with him. See, that's why I'm like, people be like, that's why I'm like, don't jump to conclusions on something where I'm like, this might have happened to you, or I don't know how many times it's happened to you, but I feel like pushing that into somebody else's head, like, that's where I'm like, you don't overall know how this is going to go about. She can just be, just really see this guy as a close friend and text him and things, but yeah, I'm like, I don't know. Probably, I would say, like, maybe have, like, a long talk with her, like, have a long emotional talk with her, let her know how you feel, let her know that you want to overall continue the relationship, but you just hope and pray that there ain't nothing going on with the guy and stuff. So that's why I'm like, I don't know, like, the thing can go down so many ways. Like, if the common way is that she cheats on the guy with this coworker and stuff, then yeah, I guess it is the common way, but you don't know how that's overall going to go about. She might be different, who knows, but and then with him, her brain will start to produce the same chemicals that bond her, or she's going to slowly, without acknowledging it until it's too late, fall in love with them. At 6 weeks, she probably already has. See, I'm like, man, you overall trying to make this guy, like, just... See, that's why I'm like, people be having insecurities. Like, sometimes advice, I'm like, look, I want to give out the best advice I possibly can. I really do. But at the same time, I don't want to put ideas into a person's head. I overall want them to tell the future, not me. So, yeah. Anyways, your biggest problem is that she isn't going to admit that to you, and probably not herself. In her mind, her intentions were pure when it started, and therefore still are. She isn't intentionally betraying you, but it feels too good. This is going to make any conversation you have about this go nowhere. She is going to protect those good feelings in her blossoming new relationship at all costs. And at worst for you, she has those honeymoon love chemicals for him and not for you. She will not want to give up that because you tell her to. Your best bet here is to educate her about what is happening, and if she still loves you and hasn't transferred her bond from you to him yet, then she will stop on her own. Think of it like an addict. You can't make addicts stop. They have to want to stop for themselves. It's such a textbook case. You can, look, if you overall watch that, see, I'm going to have to disagree with them on that one, because watch that TV show Beyond Scared Straight. Now, on that TV show Beyond Scared Straight, it has went down different ways where a person or a kid on there, they overall went through that whole program and still came out bad. But they came out with that show because there was kids that went on there, and it's a high percentage that kids went up on there. And when they seen the whole life that they can have and things, and I feel like that if you overall like tell her and things like I said, sit down, have an emotional talk, overall talk to her about this whole situation and things, and see where the future goes and stuff, then yeah, but that's like, yeah, bring up like this thing and stuff, overall, like, I don't know, if you want to read what this guy's saying things, go ahead and do that, but yeah, like, overall, like, just have an emotional conversation. Just do that. But, you can't make addicts stop. They have to stop. And it's such a textbook case. Few Google searches about how emotional affairs start will give you plenty of third-party information that you can present to her, educate her. She'll be able to see predictions about what she is doing and has been doing and what is happening that will open her eyes if she wants them to open. At 6 weeks, you may be too late, but it's still worth the shot. If she fights you on this, then your relationship should be over. This is too textbook for you to do anything else. Also remember that if she does see what she is doing, this can easily feel like a full-on breakup for her. As bad as you would feel if she broke up with you for this guy. Yeah, if overall, like, yeah, she does break up with you for this guy, then yeah, there might be a possibility. I don't know, because I'm like, I don't think she overall is, like, she might be able to talk to this guy about things she doesn't feel comfortable talking, because it's like that with some people and things. Like, you see a person as family, you see them as a brother and stuff, and so you overall ain't gonna get rid of your family for some party if the boyfriend's all like, oh, you gotta like for an example, stop talking to your brother. I don't want you to talk to your brother no more. Like, that's my brother. I ain't never had no bad breath with my brother and stuff. So yeah, and here's it, cause here's the thing. Like, there has been times where I heard where girlfriends and get mad at their boyfriends to talking to a certain guy. Now, in some cases, it has been where, you know, the guy has stopped talking to the guy and things, but then overall, like, but it wasn't like he was in love. If he stopped, or if he, like, broke up with the girl, it doesn't overall mean that he's in love with him. He'd see, he loves him, but loves him like a brother. And he's like, I can't stop talking to my brother and things. I don't know. I would try to work things out between the two. You know, like, I feel like that should be something that y'all should all do and stuff. Like, all sit down and just, you know, I'm gonna comment that. You should tell her to bring the guy over so you guys can all sit down and talk about this situation. That would probably be the better choice, and to have a long emotional conversation with her. Yeah, because that guy, he's like, I don't even know who that guy was. I ain't gonna say his name because I'm like, y'all might try to attack him and things. I'm like, you want to have hope for the person, you know? But anyways, this one looks crazy. My wife accidentally threw away my medications and then seemed to believe I was exaggerating the withdrawal's effects. Well, are you addicted to this medication? Is it drug? Is it weed? Like, you know, if you are addicted, then yeah, it's probably best that she did throw it away. Like, if you overall feel like you gotta get like become a different person. See, that's why I'm like, I wouldn't want to overall take like any pills or medication of some sorts because I don't want to get addicted and I don't want to have like withdrawals and stuff. It's like, it's bad enough that I'd like drink a crap ton of Red Bull and things, but yeah, like if she poured it out and then I had like a angry feeling of knowing me, I'll probably like, oh, she gonna be paying and pour out my Red Bull. I'll just be like, oh, I'm going up the street to go get some water, buy a Red Bull, drink it on the way home, get rid of the evidence. I'm like, I'm gonna have my Red Bull for the day. But that shows that's an addiction. If but I can't overall compare Red Bull to like, you know, medication and things. Well, Red Bull, it is my medication some days, but oh, he is diagnosed with some stuff, so I ain't gonna read it. But yeah, if it's stuff that you actually truly need to help you, because it looked like he got like ADHD and narcolepsy and stuff. So yeah, if it's stuff that overall like it helps you from having a moment out in public and things, then yeah, then check her. But if this is like some like weed or something, then yeah, bro, find something else, all right? But anyways, next one. You are all great. Huh, I don't know if this... Somebody is like, I don't know if this is like somebody just overall showing their love for... So the person says, you are all great one by one. Not every problem is the same, but coming here is a sign that you are in and want to solve it. I also used to came here. My relationship has ended since today, and I am in so much pain that many of you were able to imagine. I am pleased to see that there are other people out there who are doing everything they can to save their relationship and give everything to their partner. I wish you all the best, especially in this times. Yeah, I had to say, because of this COVID-19, you know, relationship, I feel like, yeah, just being quarantined with your significant other and stuff. I've seen some stories where it's like, you know, relationships has hit a bumpy start because of this whole coronavirus and things. So yeah, if y'all are hanging in there and overall trying to give this relationship everything you possibly can, cool. I really do wish y'all the best and things, but yeah. Oh, this one's crazy. My sister is pregnant and wants to keep the baby, and there's like, so it says, I'm a 24-year-old female. My sister is a 15-year-old female. I moved. Well, I mean, I would imagine your sister. So she says like, I'm a 24-year-old male, and then she puts my sister is a 15-year-old female. I'm like, well, yeah, if that's your sister, I mean, your brother is pregnant, then maybe you need to go to the hospital and get him checked out because that's not normal. But Yeah, I feel like that you guys had messed up there to where y'all thought that this was your brother and things, and turned out it was a woman these past 15 years. But so, anyways, I moved out from my childhood home recently into my own 2-bedroom apartment. My sister stays a few nights. This thing ain't scrolling down. I swear, man, this laptop. But anyways, my sister stays a few nights a week to get away from our parents. They're pretty overbearing. I don't mind living with her, and while she's at mine, I pay for her food and everything else she needs. We live in Denver, Colorado. I believe that's Colorado. If it's not Colorado, what does CO stand for then? Yep, Colorado. Okay, so I know my places. I know. So rent is expensive. So is the cost of living, bruh. That's Seattle. That's freaking Seattle. I'm like, live with family as long as possible until you are a rich millionaire, because that's the only way you can live in this day and age. But so she says, anyway, I knew my sister had a boyfriend, but last week she confided, I don't know, in me that she is pregnant. She showed me a positive pregnancy test. Naturally, I was really disbelieving, so I got a second pregnancy test from the pharmacy, and sure enough, she is pregnant. 6 weeks to be exact. Dang. Yeah, that would be crazy. I don't know. My sister told me if I was older than her and she told me some stuff like that and she was still living with our mom, I'd be like, well, yeah, I wish you the best, but I ain't gonna get whooped behind you. So this is something you're gonna definitely have to tell our parents and things. I already know my dad, he would definitely, he'd be heated. I feel like my dad would definitely be heated. My mom would probably be mad too, but I feel like we will all be more so worried, like, how is my dad gonna react to this? Because that's the main question here and stuff. So anyways, our parents, so she says our parents are strict Catholics, and my sister begged me not to tell them. I asked her what she wanted to do, and she informed me she wanted to keep and raise the baby while living with me. Here's the thing. I'm like, okay, but you are definitely going to have to go through school, get your diploma and all of that. I will help you take care of the baby, and the boyfriend, he's going to have to help too. Like, they ain't going to be no thing where y'all break up. Like, no, he going to come over here every other day of the week, and he's going to help out. Like, there ain't going to, no, I be all like, okay, I'm getting the boyfriend's contact info, all of that, address, all of that, parents' name, all of that. But I'm like, you going to have to, like, if mom dad kicks you out, you can live with me. I ain't gonna have my little sister be homeless and things. You can live with me. I will help you and stuff, but you are overall gonna have to go through school, get your diploma, get a job, be able to make some money and stuff. So then it gets to a point where you're able to take care of your kid, buy him clothes, all of that. We can still live together however long you need to and stuff. But I'm like, I'm overall like, we doing this as a team. Okay, we're gonna be Avengers for this kid. So I definitely, but we gonna have to tell. We're gonna have to tell. Like, I was like, the parents might be mad, but they ain't gonna be mad at you forever. Like, that's what I'm like, when people be all like telling me how like their parents is mad at them, I'm like, look, that stuff ain't gonna last forever. Eventually they're gonna have to accept that stuff. So I'm like, we gonna have to tell them and things. So then she says, first, I still get financial support from my parents that I do rely on quite a bit. And if my parents found out I was housing my pregnant sister, they would disown me, my sister, and I would be screwed financially, as my parents are pretty well off. And the money they give me is about third-fourths of my rent. Dang, man, that's a hard situation. That is a very hard situation. Like, I honestly wouldn't even know what to do. I'd be like, dang, that's what I'm like, because you can't hide it. Like, that's just like, she can hide it for so long. Then eventually when the stomach starts getting big and things, and you don't see her for 19 hours because she's in labor and stuff, like, that's messed up. So she says, my sister can't live with my parents and have the baby because they will kick her out 100%. They have drilled it into her head that she must wait till marriage to have sex, and if they find out about it, they will blame me. I'm like, I don't know what I'm being blamed for. I'm like, hey, that's on her. Like, if she following my footsteps, that's her fault. That's not my fault. So y'all can't blame me for whatever she's doing and things. I'm like, and y'all, see, that's why I'm like, look, parents, do not do that to your kids. I don't care what the religion, the relationship, or any of that stuff is. That is your child. If you overall allow your child to be homeless, or they have to do unthinkable things to take care of their baby, or they end up killing this baby because they're not getting any support from home, I understand that you are disappointed, upset, all of that. But you are going to have to, like, it's okay for you guys to have kids and be able to, like, and I understand, like, you know, y'all have a household, y'all got all these things and all that and stuff, but life is going to be different for everybody. There's not going to be everybody in this world that is going to experience the same life. Everything is going to be different for people. So I'm like, look, parents, I'm not a parent myself, but I overall couldn't see my kid doing unreasonable stuff to overall take care of their child. I would help them, but I'd be like, yo, we definitely gonna have to work hard on this. Like, there's no doubt about that. We definitely gonna have to work hard on this. There ain't gonna be no abandoning this baby. I'm not gonna abandon you. Like, that's overall what I would want to show. Because I'm like, you sit down, that image of you abandoning your child, that's gonna be in their head, and then that's what they're gonna be thinking when they have a child. So I'm like, you know, if you do wait until marriage to have a kid and have sex and all that stuff, then that's on you. But if you do that stuff beforehand, be prepared for the worst, be prepared for the best. But yeah, I'm like, it's just, man, I can't be upset because I'm like, I'm not a parent, but it's just like upsetting that, you know, there's some parents out there that would do that to their child. They'll just full on abandon them. And I'm like, come on. The one time when she needs her parents the most, y'all pull some stuff like that. Like, I'm sorry, but yeah, that's not cool. That's not cool at all. So, anyways, then she says, when I say my apartment has 2 bedrooms, I mean, it has one full-size bedroom and one tiny one that fits a single bed and some drawers, and that's it. I brought this up to her. She told me my room could be her and the baby's room, and I could have the tiny broom closet room. I told her no. I'm like, it's my apartment, my stuff, work desk, my bird cage, and all of my other belongings would not fit into that tiny room. I've only met her boy. Yeah, I'm like, no, you taking whichever room you can take. I'm like, nah, dude, you better go and have your clothes being hung up outside or something. You ain't gonna take my room and stuff. Like, I'm helping you out, so I'm getting the big room, okay? So then she says, I've only met the boyfriend a few times, dropping my sister off at the movies or at the mall so she can hang out with him. I know she has no sex ed because we both went to the same Catholic school, and their sex ed program is essentially don't have sex until marriage and never use birth control. The boyfriend is a typical irresponsible 15-year-old and hasn't replied to my sister as she sent him the news. Oh, that's messed up. No, then that's why I'm like, no, we gotta find out this boyfriend and his where his parents are at and overall tell him. But I'm like, then that means that they're gonna tell our parents. So I would try my best and hardest to explain to our parents and things. But I'm like, you can't abandon the child. You can't do that. I'm sorry, but then she says, I mean, she's 15. The toll giving birth and raising a child would have on her raising a child would have on her life. I also can't afford parental vitamins, checkups, as well as hospital fees for birth. I have a job that can support. Also, I would be the one paying for and caring for the baby when she was at school. I don't have spare money and a spare 18-year-old to throw out the window raising my sister's kid. I don't want kids until I'm married and financially stable. I have a life and I'm not throwing it away. That's what I'm like, you not throwing your life away. If I had a child right now, I'm like, then I just have a child. But I'm overall going to carry on my life. If I got to, like, spend time with this kid, I'm like, I might be exhausted when I want to spend time on my life and things, but I'm not going to be like, oh, I don't want, like, yeah, it's just, if I were to have a kid right now, I'm like, all right, well, welcome to the world, Tyler Jamal Moss Jr., or if it's a girl, I don't know what her name is going to be, but yeah, I'm like, I haven't even thought about that. I was like, I always think I'm going to have a son first, but I don't know. What if I have a daughter? I'm gonna let the mom come up with the daughter's name. I'm like, I'm not. It's like we have a son that I would want him to be named after me and stuff. I don't know. Just kind of carry on like what my grandfather did for my dad. You know, kind of just have it where it's like that in the family and stuff. But yeah, or I might name it if I have like two sons, I might name one of them after my dad. I feel like I have to. Just in like kind of like tribute of my grandfather and also like for my dad. But yeah, I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with my dad, but you know, just kind of paying respects to the to those two, the originals and things. But anyways, then she said also, oh, I could name my daughter after my mom. I've heard of people doing that before too. That had like you kind of have like the name blended in like with her parents' name and then with my I do something like that. Okay, there you go. Names figured out. But anyways, I know people are gonna be like, bro, there's a lot more to it than just figuring out names. I know that. I know, but that's just one thing that was just on my mind. Like, but I know that there's more than figuring out names with a baby. I don't need people to get mad at me because I'm just trying to have fun on my show. So, anyways, then she says, I already have the financial stress of green-wing macaw. What? Green-wing macaw. What's a green-wing macaw? What is that? That sounds like some weird movie. Oh, it's a bird. I'm like, yeah, she should have just said a bird. I'm like, bro, and don't nobody call no. And it's one of those like talking birds, I think. A green-wing macaw. It's one of those. I think it's one of those talking birds. A freaking a parrot. I bet it's a parrot. It looks like a parrot. They don't call it a green wing macaw. Oh yeah, a macaw parrot. Bro, macaw. Them birds cost $1,500. Are you serious? Man, that's crazy. That bird. Wow. Huh. Well, alright then. So, yeah, that's crazy. She has ongoing health issues, and my kid and I literally can't afford to raise a child, especially without my parents' financial help. I told her she could get an abortion, I would pay, and we wouldn't mention it again. Or go try her luck with mom and dad. She'll be home from school soon. I have no idea what to tell her. See, I'm like, man, people, I'm not a supporter of abortions, but if a person does it, then I'm like, I ain't got no power over that. But that's something I would definitely try to talk, like, if I had a girlfriend or a wife and things, and she's like, oh, I would try my hardest to talk her out of it. I'm like, please, if you don't want to take care of this kid, so be it. I will risk my life taking care of this kid, but don't do that. Please don't do that. Yeah, don't do. There's like a friend of mine's commenting on one of my posts on Facebook. I'm like, what are you talking about? But yeah, bring it up to both parents. If the boy's parents decide to take care of the kid, then good. If your parents do, then that's even better. I'm not big on abortions. Not abortions. So overall, I would do everything in my power to take care of this kid. It's like she will not be throwing her life away. If she can get a part-time job, then cool. But there's more that I should say. There's definitely more I can say. Yeah. Dang, what else can I say? Then cool. Overall, you have to bring this up to everyone because this is something that you cannot hide. Yeah, Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna comment that. I want to read somebody. I want to read somebody else's advice. Have a heart to heart your sis. You're too young to take on the burden of helping your sister in a financial position to do so. She must live with the consequences of her actions, and ultimately, she's still your parents' responsibilities, baby, and all. Yeah, that's facts. That's straight up facts. Like, yeah, I'm like, it's crazy to me when there's like some people that overall say how their parents like don't support them and things. Like, I guess I can understand like if they are living a little bit irresponsibly and stuff, but I don't know. I feel like when a kid gets into play, like if they're out like I don't know, living reckless and things, like they're doing reckless things and the parents don't want to take care of them, then yeah, then so be it. Like the kid has to overall understand. But if something like that happens, you know, and then you overall don't think it's going to happen, but when it does, it's like pregnancies and babies and all that stuff is a surprise. Like, you know, nobody don't be really expecting it. Or yeah, the girl doesn't really expect it until, you know, she's throwing up, having all these side effects of being pregnant and things and so on. So yeah, but it's yeah, the parents, they overall can't just abandon their kid. Like I'm like, that's why I'm like, I don't know, sometimes I be feeling like people be exaggerating how they talk about their parents and stuff, but then again I'm like, you never know, parents can't be like this and stuff. So if it was me and my kid, you know, he or she came up to me and was all like, I'm having a baby and stuff, I'm like, yeah, you overall have to take care of it. Like that's one thing for sure. Like, you know, I'll be like a 30-second tag team partner, but after them 30 seconds is up, then you gonna have to do the rest of the 23 hours and 30 seconds. But yeah, and that's gonna be an everyday responsibility and stuff. So yeah, it's just people gotta take in responsibilities and things, you know. But and I'm like, plus I'm like, yeah, it's just gotta take in responsibilities. But anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. If you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. And if you are purchasing tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It will knock $20 off your first purchase. And that being said, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you for watching and or listening, and peace.